Well, hello there. It's a great day to be out and about today. It is a beautiful sunny day, and we are back. We are in the shed looking at the Gravely again. Hopefully it's going to fire up for me as good as it did last time, because the goal today is to get that nasty old brush mower off of that. That's the better brush mower, but that's not what's going on today. That's a broken snowblower, which brings us to the point of today. That snowblower with they just came this way with no safety shrouds, which is why they are somewhat affectionately called the dog eater. I've talked about it before. So that goes right on the front of that. You just unbolt those bolts and you swap them out. Whoop, sorry, camera took a digger there. So that's what we're up to today, and hopefully it goes well. Okay, so first things first, we're going to see if we can get the Gravely to fire up. So we're going to pull the choke over back so it's choked. Let me see if I can do this. It weighs a ton. So we get in here so you can, I'm not blocking the camera for a change. Our handy dandy starting cord. Touch it to the starter down here. Let's see, everything is disengaged. Uh-oh. Oh no! Well, okay, that sucks. Let's see. Oh dear. Let's see if I can shoot a little starting fluid. It's a long run. I don't know if it's going to get to it or not, but we'll try it. Okay, open it up. Yeah, none of that starting fluid actually made it down in there. Ha! Out of gas. Go figure. Well, now we know why it won't start. So, let me go get some gas. Okay. Got some gas in it. Let's try this again. Choke on. It's giving me trouble again. Of course. Why would that just work like it's supposed to? That's stuck again. It's just spinning the, it's not spinning the actual clutch. I had put. Alright, let's see if that's going to work. Oh, old equipment, so much fun. It just will not engage. Doggone it. Just so irritating. I thought I had that fixed. Let's see. So because I'm lazy, I decided to bring it back in. I think it's light enough for you to see. So basically, all we need to do is there's 4 bolts, one down here, one here, and 2 on the other side. And then this will slide right off. And like an idiot, I did not bring any brake free. But I don't think they're that tight. That one was loose. That one's loose. This one is actually, the gentleman who owned this before me was a big Gravely guy, and he was pretty clever. Usually there's just 4 bolts. He actually put a stud in here where you take the nut off, and the reason he did that, backwards. The reason he did that was because that gives you kind of something to guide, when you bring it in. You can kind of slide the attachment onto the stud, and it helps you align everything instead of just having 4 holes there. So that was pretty clever. I don't think, as far as I know, he did that himself. That was not factory. I've owned other Gravely's before. Well, one. And it didn't have that. So these just come off. And as soon as I get all these off, I'm going to have to move the camera a little bit because it's going to be right in the way. And there's also a gasket, because this actually shares oil with everything in the machine. I don't know if it shares engine oil, but it shares, like this transmission. Yeah, I guess it would share engine oil, but a good old ratchet wrench. Sorry for that noise. That's terrible. No, it's still pretty stuck. That's the only problem with having studs. It's exposed, it gets hit with stuff, and the threads get a little bit, beat up. Trying to get them. Oh, you get it close and then it stops again. It hits something. Hits a bad spot on the threads. Okay. All right, there we go. So, put all this stuff somewhat out of the way. Now I'm gonna, like I said, try to back the camera up while I wrestle this thing away. The other thing that's gonna happen is that's gonna plop down. So actually, let me go find something to prop under that first. Okay, sorry. I just wedged a board behind the back of this. So when this comes off, this is gonna tip up. Sometimes it tips down, but it should tip up backwards, and then that's why I got a board in the back. So it's really just a matter of, and there we go. And you can see this gasket is not very good, and luckily I have a couple new ones. So let me bring it in here a little bit better if I can. So you can see this is the gear mechanism, whatever you call it. And I don't know if you can see, but here's the gasket that's got to come off. There we go. So I bought a couple new ones. And that's the other thing, when you put a new gasket on here, you have the stud just kind of hanging on. So let me get this out of the way and see if I can get the snowblower set up, and we'll go ahead and install that. Okay, so I got the snowblower out. It weighs an absolute ton. Weighs way more than the the mower deck. Everything on this is cast iron. It is free. I had a couple rocks in there. So got my eBay envelope with my new, looks like I ordered three gaskets, so I just need one. So let me just set that down for a second. I don't believe these were, I had ordered these the same time I ordered the new sprocket for the starter that I did like over a year ago. So then this is another nice thing about this stud here is you can kind of, and this gasket's symmetrical, so it doesn't matter. You can kind of hang that on there. This is always nice if you have two people, which I never do. Like I said, this thing, oh my god, it's so freaking heavy. I'm going to try to kind of scooch it along. Whoops. Try to scooch it along this 2x4. The easier thing to do would be to have somebody inch the tractor forward. I should probably put some kind of, if I had a little grease to put on there, maybe it would stick, kind of hold itself. It almost would have been nice if we had two studs up here instead of just the one, but well, let's see what we can do. It's just grunt work. Because if I can get, oops, that's a little too far. Maybe the thing to do is if I put a little stick in here, like so, and just get this thing started on that stud. Oh, ooh, it's heavy. Oh my goodness. Oh boy, that is heavy. Let's see here. And see if I can get it. Let me try that again. If I can. Oh, and there it goes. I just ripped the gasket. That happens every single time, I swear. That's just great. That's why these gaskets are always ripped, because you rip them every time. Well, not every time. If you have help, and you do this like a normal person, I suppose if I was smart, I'd probably goop these up a little bit. Maybe I'll just pour some, what do I got here? Go to 5W30, just see if I can dribble. Of course, I should have done this before. Well, I guess I got a little on there. That'll do. So, I don't know. I don't know if this is the right approach, but I'm going to try it again anyway. Try to get this lined up. Nope. I don't know. Probably better off without that stick in my way. Maybe, now that I've got that pretty close, maybe now I can go and tip the tractor down, push it forward. The thing is, I can't see. Yeah, that's the problem, I can't see. Ah, Okay, I don't know if you can see that, but as you get that stud that was sticking out to slide through. So let's the gasket is close enough. So let me put the nut back on the stud first. Whew. Sorry, I'm huffing and puffing so much, but like I said, this thing really does. That does not want to go on easy. These threads are buggered up just from me doing this. So, if I can get a couple of the let me see here. Trying to see if I can get this bolt in, started, and suck this thing in. I think that one might be going. Okay. I got, yeah, that one's going right in. So that's the only drawback of having this stud and nut here is you always bugger up the threads trying to get the stupid thing on because it's so hard to do, especially by yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten these up decent. Not fully, but decent. Alright, go to the other side. Alright. One more bolt down here. So I'll probably buy a sheet of gasket material and make a couple more, because you pretty much need a new gasket every time you switch an implement. And now I'll be putting the good, not that white brush mower I just took out, but the good orange one. Somewhere, I might have gotten rid of it. I had one that had another brush mower, but it was all locked up, froze up. So I think I had that, and I had a couple of plows. Not like snowblower cultivator plows, not the rotor, I guess they called it a cultivator is what they called it on this thing, but they weren't complete, and I think I just gave those away along with the brush mower that was locked up. Okay, that's tight. That's tight. Yeah. Come around. So I'm sorry you can't really see, but I mean, I'm just putting 4 bolts on. Well, 3 bolts and a nut, so you can see. Or you don't need, you can imagine what's happening. Alright, I'm not going to put these on super tight, because that just makes them hard to get off later, and they're not going anywhere. Okay, that is now on. So hopefully you can see that. I'm just kind of pointing the camera blind at that. So we're gonna try to start her up and get her out of here, and we'll try it. Okay, so it's running. You can see I've got a stick propping the hood open, so I want to throw a little bit more gas in. It's running a little rough. It's kind of hesitating here and there. I also don't have the throttle cable fixed, so it's just kind of sitting in mid throttle. But I've got the hood propped up with a stick because you can see the chute. I don't know if you can tell, it's kind of shooting just straight sideways. There's a screw on top that you have to loosen to adjust the chute, and it doesn't work very well. It's always rusty and stuck, or you need pliers to unscrew it, but then it still doesn't hold it very well. It flops around. But we're gonna give it a try. I'm gonna almost a little frightening, and it's shaking itself nuts. So we only have a couple of inches of snow, so I don't know how well this is really gonna work out, but we'll try. Okay, so I mean, you can see, luckily the ground is more or less frozen. I mean, it does clear a path. We'll try it from this angle. Maybe you can see a little better. But yeah, I mean, as you can see, it just sits there and it runs. And if it was engaged, it would still be driving by itself. So, you know, you might say it could be a little dangerous if you're not careful with it. Okay, well, once again, I actually did disengage it, so it stopped this time. But, I mean, it works all right. Now, I've used this in the past when the ground wasn't really frozen, and it's kind of hard to tell the difference between this snowblower and the rototiller, because it just digs in and throws rocks and mud everywhere. So, I'm going to shut it down, and then I'll go over a couple of things till the end. Okay, so I brought it back over near the shed to shut it down. So this was the thumb screw, or not the thumb screw, but the screw that tightens up to hold the chute from moving, because that chute can flop all the way over that way or all the way over this way. It's a little bit of a pain because in order to put gas in it, you have to have the chute flop down, because you can't open the hood. There's not enough space here. So you have to have the hood flopped down one way or the other. And this is not hand tight. You need a wrench, a crescent wrench. like I said, I think I've had it loose enough to do it by hand before, but then it doesn't hold. It rattles itself loose and then the chute flops over. And next thing you know, you're pointing at something you don't want to point at. The other thing to note with this, when you've got nice frozen ground, it'll scoot along okay. But this thing weighs, I don't know, at least 100 pounds. I mean, this is just all cast iron. I mean, you just look at the way that thing's built. Nothing on there. It's eating some grass and things. Nothing on there is light duty. Everything on here is built like a tank. And so it's very heavy. So it will tend to bite into soft ground, pavement. I wouldn't want to try to use this on a gravel driveway. Just dig in, throw rocks everywhere. Honestly, this is kind of an emergency backup this year. You know, I never got around to fixing my good snowblower, my newer snowblower, my normal snowblower. It needs a new impeller and a pulley, and that's a pain to get apart. I just didn't get to it this year. So I knew I wanted to get the Gravely going anyway, so I did. And this does work. So I plan on using the plow tractor, the Ingersoll. I did a video or two on that. That seems to handle pretty much any snowstorm I get around here. But if something happens to that, if it goes down, this would be an emergency backup. Or if we get just so much heavy wet snow that the plow tractor won't move it, again, I could dig into it with this. As you can see, there are no shrouds to get in the way of trying to dig into something. It'll pull itself into a snow pile. Again, kind of affectionately called the dog eater for a reason. So the other thing with this is some models didn't have, this is for caster wheels. Some of these older ones don't have those. This does, but it didn't come with caster wheels. And from what I read, it's very common that the caster wheels are missing. And the main reason for that is because they didn't work very well. People just took them off. They tended to get, frozen up, locked up, and just drag along. I think what I would like to do, I wanted to make sure that the Gravely was going to run okay, and that this snowblower actually still worked, everything functioned, which it does. I think I'm going to order to go in here. I think this is I forget, it's maybe 5/8 would fit, just like snowplow skids that you would get for like an ATV snowplow or something. Just some, like the round bottom with just to give that something to ride on the driveway instead of, oh gosh, that's all covered in snow now, but on the front of this, oh yeah, good luck. On front of this, it's, well, you can't see that very well at all, but it's almost like teeth on the front. So not really something you want digging into your pavement. Yeah, there you go. You can kind of see it's almost like teeth. So yeah, again, kind of an emergency backup. I think now that I know everything works, I will back it into the shed, and at least it's ready. And like I said, I'll order some of those skids for it, and that way if I have to use it, it'll be hopefully a little bit easier to maneuver with some skids and not dig into the driveway and things so much. But it's overall, it's a really cool old machine. I mean, it looks pretty impressive, and it works, and you saw it through snow pretty good. Maybe if I feel like it, I'll get ambitious and actually try to do something with that throttle cable. Probably not. I'll probably just leave it the way it is for now. Maybe in the summer when I have time and I have the brush mower on it, I just don't want to mess with it. I don't want to mess with it and end up breaking something right now when I might really, really need it. So anyway, that's it. Hope you enjoyed that. This is kind of the last of the Gravely series for now, I think. We're supposed to get just maybe an inch or two, maybe a little bit more snow in the coming days, or it could be rain. They're not sure. If we get some snow, maybe I'll take this out and do a quick little video just to show it working. What I might do is actually pile up some snow at the bottom of the driveway with the plow tractor and see how this thing does, moving a nasty packed pile of snow. Yeah, that might be a good idea. So anyway, maybe not have more Gravely videos. I think in the spring I'll probably do a video of switching it over to the good brush mower and do some brush mowing. So anyway, that's it for now. If you liked it, hit like, subscribe, and have a great day. And oh yeah, unfortunately, some poor possum met his demise underneath behind the snowblower. It wasn't under it. So, oh well, the life of having an open barn shed. Rest in peace, Mr. Possum.